Hey guys, Freddy Casper here, and you may be wondering where I am right now. What is such a strange place? Well, this is my little music hall I made a while back. Learn the music, feel the music. Yes, indeed. For those who don't know, every Monday I like to do the Guess the Song series where I would just have people guess the songs, like do like reels and whatnot. Basically, they would just try and guess what kind of song I'm playing, or actually mimicking on the note blocks. And so you may be wondering, how am I doing this? How does it all work? Well, for starters, you need the right equipment for this one. As you can see here, I got all the necessary blocks right over here to make the instruments, even some storages, and also some add-ons, just in case. The main components are going to be the note block, the redstone repeaters, and the buttons. And also like a buffer block in between to pass on the longer ticks. The next step would be like to decide what kind of sound you're using. Surprisingly enough, there's more than one sound, more than one instrument, well actually namely 16 instruments you can play on the note block. The first one is the bass contrabass, played only via any sort of wood block over here. Yeah, see that? Yeah, any sort of wood item will always play the contrabass over here. Whereas any fallen blocks like gravel, sand, or concrete pad will always give you the snare drum. Sand, gravel, concrete pad right there. And any stone variants will always give you like the bass drum of some sort. Either stone or neither, and nylon too. And the glass will give you the clicks and sticks. What's clicks and sticks? That's clicks and sticks. And it doesn't really have much uses, but hey, it sounds cool. Maybe if you want to make a clapping sound with it or something. Blocks of gold will give you the bells. Killer box will give you the flute instrument. And packed dice will give you chimes. And any wool variants will give you the guitar. Cool, right? Now on to the other stuff. We got the didgeridoo, which is like a really long flute of some sort. Also, fun fact, if you combine this with the wool block, you can potentially make an electric guitar of some sort. Just go for a cool fact. And now the xylophones. We have your standard xylophone, which is by the bone blocks. And then we have your iron xylophone, the vibraphone, only accessible through iron blocks. Yep, you see the subtle difference? Use that to your advantage. And surprisingly, Soulsong gives you cowbell. I don't know why, but sounds cool. And then you have the blocks of emeralds, which give you the bits, which is the bit like 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit, you name it. That comes from the hay blocks. Also like a farm reference. And then the last instruments are the pianos. You have your electric piano, the ping, and your normal piano, the harp. So glowstones will always give you this harp electric piano. See a subtle difference? Yep, one is out of the other. So yeah, glowstone will always give you the electric piano, whereas any other blocks will give you the harp piano. It doesn't matter what kind of block, like any blocks, any other blocks besides the one specified here, will always give you the piano one. Let's place it down, and yep, piano. Like I said, any other blocks will give you piano. Only the one specified here will give you like the other different instruments, whereas all the blocks will always give you the piano one. So once you got all your instruments sorted, now it's time to see how to actually make the stuff. And now we are outside the area. Let's see, back then I was doing a bit of a work right here. I actually made two lengthy songs, actually. One of them is right over here, and the other one's right over here. I can't play them well because they're too lengthy, and showcasing would like take a whole another video on some sort. Now on to the good stuff. How does it work? Well, let's see here. First, you wanna set like a starting point of some sort. You wanna make sure you actually verify where you wanna start and how you're gonna start. Once you identify your starting point, then you wanna set up your repeaters in a full way. Well, this is what I do. I know it, because long as the delays one now. Next step is deciding your instrument. So after you got your start point, then you got instruments down. Then you want to set up the first note you want to play. Leaving the block alone, just place it like that, will always play as note number 0. And however, if you click it once, that's note 1. As you can see on F3, it's set to the instrument, and you can see it's on note number 0. The more you press it, the higher the note. And as you can hear, it is a different note. All the way up to 24. And once it hits 24, back to the bottom it goes. So yeah, it's very limited on what kind of notes you can play on the note blocks. In order to decide what note you want to play, first you want to decide what kind of song you want to recreate, or what kind of song you want to make. If you're that brave enough. For example, the song I'm going to recreate will start with like the 0 notes. So we set it to 0, and that's about it. Now, let's set up the tempo. Yep, that's sort of tempo. Not a tempo. Or is it though? Let's make it longer. Still not long enough. This is where the buffer blocks come in. Increase the buffer to make the thing longer. See, different vibe. It actually sounds a lot like the song I'm gonna recreate. I'd say like the first 3. I say you should probably first have like the first 2 or 3 notes, and then once you got situated, then you wanna match the notes to the proper song. Let's see. For example, this one should be. Let's see if that works. No, too low. There we go. Note 3. If it works. Alright. Let's match the 3rd note. Nope. 2. There we go. Now it works. And once you have it established, then I want to see what the next note. Sometimes you may have to do like a breaking point. We have to go a little out of tempo for this. For example, this part right here. It sounds slow, right? That's when you want to have to break the tempo, or basically put like a halfway point. This point, just get rid of the buffer block, and just bring the note back. And let's see. Yep, that sounds a lot better, but now this note's wrong, so let's change, shall we? Yep, a lot better. Another handy trick to do is do like a tempo thing here to match the tempo. As you can see right here, I established a tempo building circle, which will showcase the tempo. That's all. As you can see, it's in a constant loop right here. This will help you identify, or basically keep in line with the tempo. Right now it's in 4s. Well, what if your tempo isn't in 4s? You can change that. Sometimes you think it's tempo in 3s, so you just change it accordingly and get rid of these 2. This is tempo in 3s. And yeah, that's been the story, yeah. So yeah, if you're struggling to keep up with the tempo, you just build this. Because I know sometimes whenever you try to do like lengthy things, like do this and then do this, and then you try to keep it in tempo, sometimes it's a little offbeat. Yeah, see? You saw that, right? It was a little off-center. Okay, so added the next note. Let's see if it matches. Nope, doesn't match. So just add one more of these, do this, and that should fix it right up. There you go. Now that sounds a lot better. This song's pretty easy, so that's pretty easy. Some songs are going to be harder than the next one, so I would recommend to put like a tempo circle right over there, or tempo rectangle, if you will. And then once you get the tempo down, then the rest should be pretty easy. Unless the song has a bit of a tempo change, then you'll want to institute a new tempo song in accordance to the new tempo. Now we've got the song established, let's build the rest of the component. Alright then, let's see here. Something happened. As you see here, it's very easy to make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes if you're not sure, you can just play in between the songs and see if it goes from there. Now there's supposed to be something going on. If you know what song I'm playing right now, you're probably wondering, wasn't there supposed to be like an extra bit over here? Yeah, somewhere around here there's supposed to be like an extra bit of some sort. Or somewhere after this note there should be an extra bit. This is where the magic comes in. Now you actually have to add the add-ons or the extra add-ons. As you're about to see, as I'm about to showcase you, around my guess the song challengers, I've noticed that I tend to build holes inside the songs. What do I mean by holes? I'll show you. Right around this song, as you can see, I put like an extra layer just to match like the other notes, like just in case you need to layer instruments upon other instruments, because there are songs out there that use different kind of instruments at the same time, but sometimes off tempo or on tempo. As you see right here, sometimes I have to put a bit of an add-on in order to match the instruments and whatnot. In some cases, you have to dig underneath the note blocks and actually put the notes under the note blocks. Which is a little bit, yeah, like here, as you can see right here, I got a little advanced with this one. I had to put like blocks underneath blocks, I had to dig a whole layer out of them. Which is very massive, you know. But that's a little more advanced. Let's just stick to the basics. This one I advise where we don't really need holes, at least not for now. All I need is to set apart the other instrument upon the note blocks right here. Do the clever trick of playing it in between the song. Oh, a little too high. 10, let's make it 8. No, 9. Another helpful tip would be to play the song on while you're building this thing. Like by yourself, like if you just go to open like Safari or Microsoft Edge or whatever kind of browser you use, and just have the song on a different tab while you're playing Minecraft, and you can just listen to the song as you make the song. If you're lost, you just rewind to the part of the song, and you can listen to the notes there. Listen very carefully with the notes. That's kind of what I did for the later music. Some musics you're able to do just by ear, but some music you might be a little lost, so just be handy to have the music on standby. So you can just listen to it, and if you're lost, you just play back the part you're lost at, and you just go from there. Music Maestro. Exactly, and that sounds now we're getting somewhere. And from there, you can just build upon the rest of this. You can just build upon the rest of the music if you so like. And yeah, that's pretty much it actually. That's all there is to it. Just yeah, make sure you know what kind of song you're gonna recreate, master your tempos and whatnot, and sooner or later you'll be recreating music like you've never recreated before. You might even recreate some of the hardest musics to ever play, like a really long bass solo. Who knows? You might even be brave enough to make your own music. I know that some people who try to make music with like notebooks, and that's pretty cool, you know. So yeah, who knows? Maybe you might take this to the next level someday. I guess this is going to be a short tutorial, I guess. But yeah, there's not really much else to it. I guess just to have fun and also experiment with like some of the tempos and some of the blocks, and feel free to make like some of your own combinations. That combination I mentioned earlier with like the pumpkin and the wood, yeah. So on their own, they sound a bit, you know, like themselves. Put them together, now it sounds like an electric guitar. So yeah, you could essentially recreate as much instruments as on. So yeah, don't just stay stuck with like the limits of what someone else can play. Make your own stuff. Like the electric guitar thing, you can also make like a really electric flute or whatnot. So yeah, really go out and experiment with whatever combination you feel desire. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you all so much for watching. I don't know when this is going to be released. I did say it was going to be released sometime next week, did I? Yeah, might be. Yeah, so if you're seeing this, well, yeah, there it is. Like, comment, subscribe for more stuff like this. I'll be sure to do some more stuff. I'm still kind of busy right now doing some other things and whatnot. But yeah, reach out reach out to me whenever again, and I'll try to respond whenever I can. Who knows? So yeah, that's about it. I'll see you on the next video, and I hope this tutorial is very useful and stuff. Take care. Bye for now.